Hello VITA students. In this video, I will discuss navigating and utilizing the VITA Operation Guide. Now, getting familiar with this guide can make your tax preparation experience much easier. First and foremost, just want to quickly go over the different sections of the guide. The top portion is the home section. Then we're going to have the onboarding, the in-person model, and the virtual model. Now, there's going to be two different tax preparation process guides and processes. One is the in-person, one is the virtual. Now, depending on whether you are going to be assisting or preparing in person or virtual or both, that will depend on which process guide you need to pay attention to. Could be both as well, like I said. There is some e-file information, some training resources, some online tools, the tax workshop in FSA, and that is, I believe, the free filing process where we provide support, but instead of the VITA volunteers preparing the returns, the taxpayers themselves prepare their own returns with support from us and some knowledge from us on how to do that. And the last section is the utility tools. Now, the first section I want to go over is the volunteer onboarding. And these are the steps you will need to take to be able to fulfill your VITA duties. You will see that you need to complete the certification exams and to submit the form 13615. Now, there's 3 different exams, and you're going to find out much more about these in your training class. Now, I do want to briefly discuss the advanced tax preparation exam because there are numerous resources in this guide that can assist you with this exam. Now, for example, the first resource I want to discuss with you is the publication 4012. It's in this section, in the home section under the heading IRS Guide and Tax Alerts for VITA. So if we click on this, all right, so this is a large document, and this is the VITA Volunteer Resource Guide. There's a lot of information in this. Now, one of the best ways to navigate this publication is through the table of contents. So just navigate and see what information you need in order to not only take the exam but prepare the returns. So, for example, you need to determine if someone in the taxpayer's household is a dependent, whether they can claim them as a dependent. So there's a lot of information in this section. Different streams of income in this section. Then, the adjustments to income, deductions, credits, other taxes, payments, refundable credits. the education benefits, which is you're likely to come across. And that's like the education credits that are available to taxpayers, potentially available to taxpayers. So this is a great way to navigate this big document just by utilizing the table of contents. Of course, you can always do Control F if you need there's a specific term that you need that is not jumping out at you in the table of contents. All right, now another important link that has a lot of information, not only for the exam, but for the tax preparation process, is the publication 17. And that is basically just the federal individual income tax guide. Now, again, this is if it was in a PDF form, it'd be a large document. There's a lot of information. A good way to navigate it in this form is Control F. But also bring your attention to something that you'll need to pay attention to. All right, so these are changes that can be very important to you in preparing returns. Some of these we have gone over in the advanced scenarios, or you will go over in the advanced scenarios. You will learn about, for example, the part of the most recently enacted tax bill is a deduction for tax for tips. For tip income, to make sure that the tip income is not subject to income tax. So the IRS has put out a publication regarding reporting tip income. This is information that is new for all of these topics. Let's see if there's another one that we... Okay, I believe this one. Is it this one? Anyway, there was one regarding the deduction for car loan interest that is new for this year, and we went over that in one of the advanced scenarios, putting that in TaxSlayer. It's in here somewhere, but anyway, this is an important tool for you, not only information for the exam, but also when you start preparing returns. Okay, another important resource for you with regards to the exam is, and the preparation process, is the YouTube channel. If you click on this, there's going to be numerous videos that walk through the scenarios that you've been given in TaxSlayer, so you can actually get the practice with the software that you will be using. These videos should answer your questions, questions you may have with regards to how to navigate the software and enter certain information correctly. Another tool is the research tax questions with AI. This is a great tool if you are not quickly finding the information in one of the other resources or tools. You can come in and just type your question, and it'll give you some some answers, and depending, you're gonna have to learn how to type out the question appropriately, but you should get a lot of relevant information. And this is an example of a question I asked when I was preparing. I believe it was the Amy Johnson return, the Wisconsin return, with regards to the homestead credit and her ability to take it if she was renting a property that on a reservation that is potentially exempt from property taxes. So, I got a lot of information. See, I believe they listed some of the forms. I think so. Let's see here. Anyway, so this is a good tool to utilize, and there is also some information on here that I would recommend checking out as well. This is a source guide for the Wisconsin Form 1 instructions. All right, so another tool that can be useful is the VITA Resource Center shared Google Drive that has been put together for you. I am going to just highlight this education credit maximization tool. We actually utilize this, or I did and attempted to show you how to utilize it in one of the videos for one of the advanced scenarios. And it's basically, it's a tool that will help you help a client maximize the education tax credits. And you go through this, and it'll show you how to do it and when to do it, and give you an example of the numbers and how best it can potentially help a client. But you'll see here in this red lettering, when a taxpayer is or has someone in their family who has not only education resources but has received scholarship income. When the scholarship is received and the net qualified education expenses are less than $4,000, the scholarship income inclusion strategy needs to be considered. And this strategy would involve declaring some of that scholarship as taxable income in order to receive more, or receive initially a credit, an education credit that could potentially put them in a better tax position. And you can go through some examples here. This is a good example you can go through. It's option 1 is the baseline, and it's not utilizing the strategy. And the second option is utilizing the strategy. And you can see here that in the first baseline, there was no, the credits weren't able to be utilized, and the taxpayer had a tax liability of $360. In option 2, by declaring some of that scholarship income as taxable income, they are allowed to take the American Opportunity Tax Credit, education credit, the non-refundable portion and the refundable portion, and they actually get a refund back of $1,660. So this is a good tool to potentially utilize under certain circumstances. All right, now let's see the online tools. This is another section that's can be potentially helpful. In one of the advanced scenarios, I believe it was the tax return preparation for Matthew and Rebecca Jackson. It involved, I believe it was Matthew purchased a new car, and new for this year as part of the newly enacted tax bill is a car loan interest deduction if certain requirements are met. Well, to determine whether that you will be able to take that deduction, you will need to know the VIN number and check that VIN number. So this is a tool that will allow you to quickly do that instead of having to go and search for it. This is another tool. This has to do with the Wisconsin homestead credit. In order to take that homestead credit, you need some kind of documentation if you're renting, and you'll see soon enough with regards to the Wisconsin return, there's a section of the homestead credit portion of the Wisconsin return regarding the rent certificate or property tax bill if you own the property. This is another tool. It is a boundary check for this reservation, and as we've gone through with certain advanced scenarios in TaxSlayer, specifically with regards to the Wisconsin return, there are different tax provisions with regards to income earned on a reservation, or if you are renting on a reservation. So this is another tool that would can help you quickly navigate. All right, so the onboarding, the volunteer scheduling, that's how you're going to sign up for service hours and track your time. Sign into TaxSlayer production. You should be familiar with TaxSlayer. Basically, through your trainings and going through the advanced tax preparation exam, where you have to enter that information and get practice in TaxSlayer. But if we click on this, you will see this is, you're going to have to have your username and password, and then you will go ahead and sign in. All right, so we discussed, I briefly discussed earlier that there's 2 tax prep process guides and process. Basically, one is in person and one is virtual, depending on how you are going to be preparing returns. It could be both, depending on the day, whatnot. So this is some basic information regarding the intake process, the tax preparation process, the quality review process, the signature collection, and wrap-up. All right, now some of the information, some of the processes will be the same, with regards to in-person and virtual. Some of the processes will be different. Now, this information in these sections are just the highlights, the higher levels. I want to show you a more detailed guide where you can find some more information, more detailed information, and that is in the review, the site operation procedure. If you click on that, all right, you're going to get more information dedicated to each model. All right, so the in-person tax preparation model. There is a lot of information about the intake interview session, the tax preparation process, the quality reviewer process, the final review with taxpayer process, and the e-file submission, and this is the same with regards to virtual. So this is a lot more information provided for you, whereas again, this is just the highlighted general information. You're going to want to go here to find more detail. All right, now the next section of the e-file and follow-up, and this is just going to be self-explanatory. This link, click on this if for whatever reason, and you're likely to have this at one point in time, it's just for certain reason the e-file will be rejected, and we have some common rejections and some codes and some what can be done about it. So you can, if you do get an e-file rejection, these are going to be the common reasons why. For example, for this one, age mismatch, you'll see the codes. If you see this code, just go in here and read and see if you can correct the error and fix it, and then you can try again. Now, if the rejections cannot be fixed, you'll need to notify the site coordinator. All right. Okay, now if it's you're not going to be e-filing, but you're going to be mailing the returns, this link is going to provide you with the mailing addresses for the federal returns, likewise this address for the Wisconsin returns. Training resources, we went over these. Again, these are going to be very beneficial, can be very beneficial to you in the process, not only for the exam prep, but for the tax prep itself. There's a lot of amazing information in these resources, so I would again advise you to go back through these resources, get to know them, because there are going to be times where you need to get answers pretty quickly and you don't have time to read everything that you would necessarily need to. So in that instance, you could come here and ask a question and see if that's going to lead you in the right direction. All right, now the YouTube videos, we went over those. You can always resort back to those during the tax prep process with regards to entering certain information that we previously went over in the advanced scenarios. And then the resource center shared Google Drive. There's lots of information. The homestead credit for Wisconsin, the supporting documents and the examples. All right, so there's lots of great information on this. And again, we went through the online tools. And this is the tax workshop and FSA, the free filing assistance, where we provide support to taxpayers who want to prepare their own returns instead of having us prepare the returns. Here is a link, whatnot. So that is, this is another section, and that is basically the VITA operation guide. I will go back up here to the IRS guide and tax alerts, and just reiterate that you should familiarize yourself with these documents. That are listed on here. They're listed, and links are provided for reasons. This is an email for the Tax Slayer customer support if there's any issues. So that is important as well. And these are quality and tax alerts for IRS volunteer programs. This is changes to certain forms. So this is an alert regarding the change to form 6744. You're going to want to pay attention to this. It could not be relevant to what you will be doing on a particular return, but it could be, and it also could be relevant to the process as a whole. So I would pay attention to that as well. I hope that gave you a good idea of how to navigate and utilize this guide. It's got lots of great information in it, and our goal is to make things easy as possible on you, not only as you're you're onboarding, but when you are preparing the returns as well. Alrighty.